Hello, everybody. It's me, X44, and welcome back to the channel. I don't know. Anyway, uh, today we're going to be going over how to make a character in Soulvenir.
Yep.
Yeah, what we're doing. Jerry, cut that out.
All right.
By the way, say hello to our editor, Jerry. He's not real.
Hi, Jerry. He's such a
So
nice
then,
guy.
uh, run over just like basics of character making. First thing we're going to do, is just run people down the process. We're starting off going over spells and like basic mechanics, ending things off going to the races and shop zone, you know, teaching you all about that. So then start us off. Probably let the other person here speak a bit.
Hello. Yeah. I'm the person who plays Muna/Luna, whichever one you prefer. Um. But yeah, I'm here to help make character.
Yeah.
Very easy.
We're just starting things off. So guess if we're going over how spells and stuff function, first thing we should do is go over the basic basics. First off, when it comes to what you get at first level and spells, there's a list of 500. Pick three of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, it sounds really intimidating, but when you really get down to it, system is very simplistic. In fact, there is multiple players in the campaign run on this channel, Soulvenir Journey, who did not know the rules until after they had already left the channel. I'm not calling anyone out at all. Definitely not Derpsicle on YouTube. Oh
Yep.
no, I plugged him by accident. Oh god.
Oh no, you plugged him. All right. Well, okay.
Yeah, we
Moving
had
on.
stuff. Yeah.
Elements.
Elements. They are elements.
They
Uh,
rarely mean anything, but
yeah,
they
they
do
mean quite.
categorize your spells.
Yeah. They categorize your spells, keep it simplistic for knowing what you want to do and the general playstyle you're going after. So you want to take turns going over what each one is?
Go ahead.
All right. I'll start off then. So first off, we have fire. Big thing of fire is it does a lot of damage, takes a lot of damage, runs up, does fighter things. It's a very simplistic playstyle, but definitely one of the more enjoyable ones, in my personal opinion. Uh, I'd say just if you want a good example of what fire is, there's a spell called Burn Light. Low
Yep.
range, big damage, damage yourself. That's fire in a nutshell. Uh, I think that just about sums out fire.
Yep.
Kick things over to you.
Moving on to water. Water is mainly a mix of two play styles, one where you don't take damage and one where you take damage. So you have the very simple example is the spell clean number 6. Um is if you don't take damage and you move around and avoid it, you deal a lot of damage to your opponent. It seems like an opposite to fire in that way. But with the other side, there is the other one where it's where is it?
I don't know where it is. It's called Bleed.
Yeah, bleed right there, number 5. Um,
Wow,
if
this is right next to it.
yeah, it's literally next to it. If yeah, you take damage, you can use it to increase your damage itself. But then there's also a few movement things like jumping and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then we go over nature. Nature is one of the slightly more complex elements. The entire thing is based around the main gimmick of stuff will happen over time. And that may or may not be literal with the spell all
Time.
time, which actually is not a time based effect. But you know, is a time based effect. Loop. Loop is a very good example. Uh, Summons a bunch of stuff. Oh, not loop. Loop is the wrong one.
Loop's the one that makes you cast time.
I travel, time travel. you throw down a bunch of time leaves and you teleport between them over time. Uh, got it.
There, there's also a better one. Was Where was it? Grass.
Oh yeah,
No,
blades of grass. Also
Blades
another
of
one.
Grass.
Every turn, thing happen.
Yep,
Very much a setup based kit, and yeah, you gotta know what you're doing to some extent, but like not know what you're doing enough to where it's overwhelming. It's definitely the start of getting into how
advanced.
stupidly convoluted this game gets.
hmm Next, we're moving on to Wind. Wind is moving the enemy and you at the same time. You can move teammates as well as everything else on the battlefield. Um, it also seems to have a slight focus on sound and a little
Yeah,
bit of trickery as well.
yeah, few things with that.
Yep. Small few little bit things about that. But like Twister right there, you deal damage to all nearby targets and then you move 1 meter clockwise. It's very simple, sweet. You do damage, and move your enemies depending on which spells you got.
Yep, very much is. It is a step
Oh,
below nature. You just kind of. It seems complex. It's very simple, actually. I'd say wind is the most simple thing to like do and dip
mhm.
into if you want to, you know, do different things. Anyway, moving on to Earth. So Earth. So basically, right? You get a minion, and then what you do is you get several more minions by casting a spell that doubles your minions. And then after you cast more minions, you make even more minions, and then you make more minions, and then you make more minions,
And then
and
you
then you
throw them
make more minions. Yeah, and sometimes you could do like stuff with them, but mostly you just make minions, and they attack things.
and you can upgrade the minions,
Yeah, or you could downgrade the minions.
which gives you more of them.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's the thing, right? Isn't there like a split where it's like you
There's also yeah, like glass, you summon 2 brittle minions, which are weaker than normal ones.
yeah.
Um then you have then you have the anti to that where it's crunch where it destroys 3.
I don't remember why that was the thing that you wanted to do. I know
Because
there was a
you can
combo with
destroy
it, but
minions.
yeah, there is
Cause
some combo piece to that though. I remember vaguely.
yeah. All right.
Yeah. Next off,
Lightning. This is information gathering. It's got a mix. It does have a little bit of melee stuff into it, but most of it is, hey, I attack something and I gain information from it.
yeah,
That's most of it.
yeah.
Yep.
Ice. You remember when I said that like nature is kind of complicated?
Ha!
Okay, throw that out the window. Ice. If you're a new player and watching this video, don't play ice. That's the best advice you're going to hear this entire video. Don't play ice. If you do play ice, though, here's everything you need to know. All right, like I'm going to tell you the perfect ice build you could ever need. Where is it? I don't remember the exact number of it. You know the spell I'm looking for, right? You know the one that
It's
you.
I don't remember.
It's, it's a
Snowball?
reaction. No, it's not snowball. Snowball's
Oh,
part of it.
the one that does high damage.
Yeah, the one where you just reaction point at someone, deal high damage.
Uh, Maybe actually explain it a little bit.
I mean, I could, but or I could just show them the effect of that spell in particular, and then walk away and be like, "Yeah, figure it out yourself from there." You know?
If they are standing on snow or ice, you can do stuff with them
Yeah, it
depending on
takes.
which one.
Yeah. Um. God, why do I not remember what number it is? I really should have written down. This is the one
But
thing.
turret's more important.
Turret is pretty important. You just summon a turret, does high damage from far away. It's literally just better than clean, and also it's spammable.
But
It's
it takes a
ridiculous.
turn to use.
It takes multiple turns to use, and you can set up
Technically.
multiple of those. So yeah, it's busted.
Ava does it a lot. All right.
Yeah,
Dark is okay. You want to do something? No, you can't. I said so. Uh, there's different stuff like my least favorite spell on this page, Vampiric Prison. Uh, they can't move, and it does damage to them, and then
And
you
it does,
heal. It just does everything.
just does
It,
everything.
it's the most annoying spell to me. Friend used it on me. Yeah. Uh,
I mean, okay, it did get nerfed after.
Still, but and then you got stuff like cripple where you inflict weaken. It's like status that makes your enemies worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and also kind of just as more of a lore thing, but within the actual Soulvenir world, everyone hates dark mages. I wonder why. I wonder if they did something to deserve this. I wonder. I wonder if like maybe they possibly. I wonder if possibly they did something that could have possibly avoided that complete point. I say, honestly, I could have pointed limited them and be like, I wonder. But no, there's multiple. There is multiple. Um, Over to light. Light is. It looks like it's a heavy damage dealing thing at first to a lot of people. It is not. It is a tank thing. You are playing as the paladin of the group if you're taking a lot of light spells a lot of the time, or cleric, whatever. If you're used to, other stuff like that. You get healing. You get stuff that draws aggro. You get stuff to, basically make people want to come near you, and maybe tap you a bit. You got like Sunbeam, which is just your high pressure option. You got freaking. I don't even know why I scrolled down. You got like Healing Light, which just heals party, bunch of stuff like that.
26 gift is a
You
good
gift,
example.
yeah. That it's pretty simple, honestly.
Yep. And then arcane. It is everything else. You can think of like some spell effect that's probably on here.
Yeah,
It's got stuff like random spells, which is a major thing throughout all of it. So the spell top hat is a good example of that, where
yeah,
you just kind of throw out a spell, whatever what it just roll for it. Um then you got stuff like levitate, which is like, oh, traditional magic thing, which is above it.
yeah,
Scribe, where you can take your spells and then put them on a piece of paper, stuff like that.
yeah. It very much is just you ran out of
Miscellaneous.
miscellaneous. Yeah. Uh, wind I said was pretty multi-classable. I mean, freaking is arcane even a
You
class?
are taking an arcane spell.
You probably at some point you probably are going to be like, all right, I want the freaking conjure fortune. I want to make money with my magic. Okay, you do it. You just do.
Um,
There's no way that you could go the entire game without looking at the arcane spell list and be like, maybe I should take that.
yeah. Though we should bring up one more thing with spells before we, get started on like actually showing off character creation. Uh, the number 50 on every
No,
single
yeah,
spell list is unable to be taken by normal players, unless obviously your DM can allow it. But
don't.
lore wise, yeah, don't, and lore wise, it doesn't make sense
Let me
for
just
people
really
to.
quickly show you why you don't do that. Because this is probably the one that even if you know absolutely nothing about the system, you'd be able to understand. Yeah, that's completely busted. Legendary ice spell, just time stop. That is literally an insta kill on literally anything, and the entire literally of any literally.
And you can't just do it. You can only hit one thing with it. No,
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 yeah. I mean, it is only one thing at a time, but you could use it like every turn.
yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Don't give them those.
Yeah, and you.
Mhm. Well, he's gone. But yeah. Next up, we're moving on to actually creating our own characters to show it off a little bit.
Yep. So, yeah, you're the first to make a character, so you go first.
I'm going first. I actually kind of want to do a little bit of a healer build, so
Mhm.
I'll
All right.
go into light. Um, let's see. I'm thinking going into Healing Ray seems like a decent one. But I also kind of want to do
I'll
status.
go. I'll go next. We'll trade off.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
trade
Okay.
off this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
See, I'm taking healing.
keeping that, I'll note that down on the character sheet here that I have pulled up.
Yep. In the top
Do you have a name for this character?
corner. Yuki.
Ah, I see. That is a name. That
Yep.
is a name.
Totally have not used it multiple times.
Yeah, you definitely have never used that name before.
Nope.
All right. I'll go up next, and you know, I did say fire is pretty fun to play, and I'm looking at this spell a lot recently, and I'm just like, you know, attacking things a bunch.
No. Oh
Sometimes
god.
you just
Well,
wanna,
it's I'm glad I'm taking a healing build.
you know,
Glad I'm taking a healing spell. If he uses that spell, he's just gonna continuously take damage, but be able to attack things a lot.
all right, and I'm gonna name this character.
Human fighter.
Yeah,
Let's go, human
I
fighter.
definitely haven't used that character name before either.
Well, technically, you haven't.
They don't need to know that. They don't need to know I've never used that character name before. All
Oh,
right, think about what
you should come up with more character names. You know, human
I
fighter is such a
studied.
great
You know what?
name.
Human Fighter is a good name, but you know what's a
If
way
if
better
you
name than that?
anything else, um,
Human Bee Fighter.
oh, you're right. Anyway, since we're going back to me, go back to light. You are taking a strike spell. Are you planning on
What
taking
is
another one?
probably.
Okay, if that's the
If
case,
you're taking something
you
else, I'll do it.
go up a little bit. I think.
Strike Heart?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
it just makes you hit more, and that's good. Always hit more.
Yeah. Yeah. More accuracy. Also, oh god, that works on every single hit.
Yes, it does.
That
It hits every single time. You're gonna hit every single time. Plus
okay
three.
then. Well, after that, back to me. You know,
Do
you
I
know.
know?
Okay, well, I said I was gonna take more strike things, but like, what if I just, got like a little bit more like support myself?
A range.
Yeah, get like a range of sorts, just in order to like,
So you can hit things and hit more things, and
yeah,
even if you kill one thing, you can stand there and hit more things.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna give me a big radius. I could just keep attacking and attacking and attacking. Man, I'm gonna take so much damage. Oh, I can't wait to get healed. I mean, I can't wait to attack a bunch of things.
God.
Yep, the attacking things is what excites me, not the getting healing. Nope, not
Uh-uh.
why would that be?
All right. If that's your spell, um, well, okay, I could take another healing spell, but like I need to do a little bit of damage at least.
Yeah, you
Protect
need to be
myself.
like self-sufficient to some level.
Well, technically, I could use the child spell, but like, why can't I get another effect on top of that? How
Yeah,
about negate some things? The dark.
all right.
Uh,
What are you taking in dark?
I'm looking through. I'm thinking 22. It's looking nice.
Me too.
I
Cripple.
saw I saw I saw Stellar use that and it was pretty good.
It is pretty good. You know what's also pretty good?
Huh.
All right. So anyway, uh, no, I do have an answer to that. Yeah, because cripple is actually long
you sh-
range,
you should
and
take
that's
another
that's a
strike
good
spell
point.
so my strike heart works on
Yeah,
two things.
but like when you need a ranged option, Shark Strike. Shark Strike does just do that ranged option that you
And you
need.
get more damage.
Yeah, and it does more damage. Technically more damage. It's not necessarily more
It,
damage.
it does
Probably
one
more.
more stage.
Oh, it does one more state. Yeah, that's technically better damage.
That's more damage.
It's more damage. You know, it's not more damage.
Hmm.
Um,
My spells don't do damage really.
yeah.
Cripple just does minor, but I can get extra effects.
Well, actually, technically, Endless Strike is more damage, but it's also less damage because I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
So something that doesn't kill me is kind of nice. You
yeah.
know, as a fallback. But I mean,
Okay.
basic attacks aren't bad.
So yeah, those are all three of our spells. They
Yep.
work pretty well together.
Yep. Pretty good combo. We work together. You
Eh,
know, good old Blade or human beef fighter and
Human
Yuki.
beef fighter.
Human beef fighter and Yuki. Those are gonna be the best
Is
defense.
he related to Blade B Swordsman in any
Um,
way?
you
Are they
know,
cousins?
we're gonna have to discover that. You know, who
Yeah.
knows? One day we might just meet him.
Meet these guys. Perfect.
No, 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 no. It was a reference to that thing that the audience doesn't know fully.
Oh,
You know, that thing? Yeah.
that thing that I don't know either because I can't tell. Anyway,
How do you not know
uh,
that thing? It's the
there's
thing.
a lot of things. All right. So, yeah,
Right?
races.
Yeah. So, I'll just go through with races first because I already know what I'm doing and it's very easy.
Go
Because
for
I wonder what race human bee fighter is.
it. It's kind of in the name. What if he was a half angel though?
Yeah,
Though it only heals for two with this party, but if we had a bigger
you
party,
know,
it would heal
yeah.
more, which makes it
If
really
we had a bigger
useful.
party, whenever we meet my brother, Elvin B Wizard.
Wait, they're brothers?
Oh wait,
Uh,
you're right. All right, I gotta change your character name to Elvin B Wizard
uh,
or
okay.
Elf B Wizard. I'm sorry, I had to do it. Elf B Wizard.
They're an entire group. They're like a hidden society.
Yeah, and also now you're obligated to pick an elf.
Oh yeah. Dang it. Wow. It is probably the best option out of these.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Elf.
What type of elf? I mean,
Uh,
you've got
well,
primarily.
I'm doing healing, so light.
All right, yeah. I will roll that up in the background.
Do 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 do.
Um, that is so you got a spell. I think I know. Yep, you got 28 in light.
That doesn't even do anything for me
It, you
for
know,
right now.
hey, maybe one day, maybe
I guess
one day,
that's something to strive for.
but one day you're gonna be the greatest wizard of all.
Technically, it's feasible if you get up to level 12.
Technically,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you haven't screwed yourself out of getting it by taking two lights. But
Oh no, I didn't.
yeah, no, well, yeah, more than two lights spells. Yeah, no, you're technically fully capable of getting it still. Actually, no, you could even if you had all three lights from the
Yeah,
start. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Yeah. I guess that does do. I guess
yeah.
that
I
does
can see
do
why.
diddly work. All right.
All right. So that's just the character part. Obviously, you go through personalities, traits, flaws, all that character backstory. But
Yeah, well, that's
obviously, we
like
don't have
part of the
time for that.
character. Who cares about character? My teachers always told me character counts, and you know what I did?
I built a
I
character.
that is true. That is something I did, but I became mildly evil. Like I think
Oh,
I'm the villain of most campaigns at this point.
you were in that one game.
And I was in that other one, and I am also in that other one.
But not that one though.
Well, yeah, that one I wasn't the final boss, but like I was still. I mean, I wasn't
You
even evil
you
in
were
that,
planning on it, and then you didn't.
but I could have been.
You could have been,
That's the
yeah.
thing. Is that there is always like the chance that any campaign just yeah. Anyway, the audience doesn't know about this. I don't understand.
They're probably confused, thinking we're not actually talking about a circumstance, but we are.
Yeah, we're talking about many things right here. Uh,
Items, shop,
items. Yeah,
money.
we got money. So I'm just gonna, for the sake of simplicity,
Uh,
say that you have all of the gold, and I'll just detract it
uh,
from both of us
yeah,
because
uh,
I kind of
if
wanna, kind
if
of wanna.
you're if you're at level 1, you start off with 25, and then you gain 25 per level that you start at. Um,
Yeah.
Other than that,
Oh, also,
see if it gives
while we're
gold.
talking about this, before we like move away too far from like the character stuff, we didn't actually talk about the first spell, spell number one.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we technically both have one.
Yep. I don't think we need to really, you know, say
No,
which
no,
one we're
since since
taking.
since my no, since my L spell is Prism, I could take a different element.
And I think you are obligated at that point to say, yeah, I have three lights.
No,
It makes sense.
no, I could get the prerequisite without taking the spell.
I'm sorry, but also it doesn't make a lick of difference because we're not actually going to play there.
Fair enough. Well, what if I wanted to? Okay.
Maybe one day, but then you could change it out when that happens.
All right.
And you know,
Anyway, so I guess we're taking.
yeah,
Yeah, everyone gets one child spell. Does
yep,
minor.
yeah. Basically, it's just basically these spells exist because my only fire spell is a thing that does damage to me, and then a thing that increases the range of my weapon.
Okay, but you have
But I'm
melee.
a user, and like if we were in a dark room, you would look to the fire guy to start a candle in order to see. But I couldn't do that without blowing my head off. You know, having just the flame for like small stuff like it's useful. It's very useful to not die as a
You.
fire.
It also reduces the spells to 480
And,
that you can actually choose from.
well, technically, you could take multiple when you level up. You could just say, "I'm taking a child spell."
Oh, yeah, but why?
I mean, why not?
Okay. All right. So moving on
Moving on to
to
that. Stopping.
yeah, shop.
Stop. It's
Big
big.
shop. Big
There-
shop.
there- and it's also not that big actually when you get down to it. But like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So I think the first thing we should do is we should waste all our money on making a shop.
No, 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 no.
Okay, but I need to go to the salon.
You can see if we have 5 gold left over after we get all the basic supplies.
Basic supplies. All right. Well, I think the most basic of supplies that we need is an iron rod.
And why would we need an iron rod?
Okay. In terms of things that we actually need, things that every party needs, at least one of, uh,
10.
medium flint,
Yep.
which,
If you
yeah,
have multiple people, you might as well just pick up a medium 10. So that
yeah,
minus is 30 already. So
yep,
that only leaves you with 20 gold left.
yep.
And we both need canteens, which are
Um,
because
I
you
mean,
you
okay. I want to just really quickly point out you're elf B wizard, and I am human B fighter. I
mhm.
think we could justifiably drink from the same canteen.
Fair enough, actually. That's fair enough.
I'm mostly doing this because I need to get myself a dagger to make my build like not. you
Dead.
know,
By the way, weapons except for bow and arrow don't matter at the moment. Well, actually,
currently
oh no, no, no. Sword matters in very specific spells.
there is some specific spells that call for specific weapons, as in only sword. Sword is the only one where that's the case. But yeah, a dagger is kind of essential for my character, so I am going to be dropping that down to we only have 15 gold.
Minus 6 from canteen, which you require water 2 times a day.
Yep, brings us down to 9 already, which
How much is food?
I don't know how to spell canteen. All right, I spelled it correctly. Food.
Oh,
A ration is 5 gold, which we are a little bit short of being able to do by ourselves.
But
But
also, say in the campaign, we start
yeah,
off, we could probably make like a gold.
we could make like a gold, but also, we should probably go over a few other things just while we're here of
Sure, sure.
stuff and like what it does, just to know what the value of the shop is and where to go. Let's say, we made it through our first day, and after that we made a solid another 25 gold because that is about the number I think you made, or isn't it 30? I'll say 30 just to make it simpler in terms of writing it in right now because I don't feel like doing complex math. And by complex math, I mean basic addition.
All right.
They got a 30 gold, which we spent 10 on rations.
So, if anything, uh, rain outfit, you can get sick from adventuring during the rain, right? If I
Yeah.
remember
But
correctly.
if you're
Yeah,
just in the rain for too long, you can get sick. So, like, potentially you might want to get that at some point.
yeah,
Uh,
rain outfit,
Something that I think is worth looking into is armor and shield.
armor. Shield,
Yeah,
not so much because actually, if I take a large shield,
yeah, you could potentially do stuff with that.
yeah, if we get enough gold though, right now not the time because
No,
armor is more important at this point.
the time right now, but like, we have the money right now.
Hmm.
After our first day of adventuring, that we definitely did.
Yep.
We have the money to where we could get ourselves like a decent thing of armor, and that's why I'm saying, light chain. We have the gold for it, and it puts us down to 11
Yeah,
extra.
you should definitely take that.
Yeah, plus then it leaves us room to get into the heavy plate and light armor, which functions differently from other armor sets. Going
Yep.
over really quickly what each armor set piece does, you have the first four things of armor, which are all the like lighter armors uh, that are basically just functional by themselves. Every
They
single tier of this just gives you one more health. So as you see over here, you know, as I take out the gold for this and I give myself the thing, since I'm taking light chain, that means that my save goes from being a 13 to a 16, because as you see on this tier thing, chain is the third. It's very easy to remember.
which
Other
makes
than
it a
that,
lot easier for me to keep you alive.
yeah, it does slightly. I mean, it also gives me like one or two more uses of endless strike, so
Yeah.
yeah, more damage. Honestly, what was we just bought. The other thing you have to know is the metal, like full metal armor, which are like the heavy gear. These don't affect your health at all, but instead, what they do is they make it so way when attacks are coming at you, a certain number of times per day, you could just decrease the chance of it by, if you know 5e, it's basically just disadvantage.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's how armor works. Past that, shields, if we are considering getting you a shield of some type,
Yeah,
which I mean, if you buy a shield now, we could potentially get you a different shield later.
of course.
You know,
But also for damage sake, it might be better to get me a bow and arrow.
I mean, yes, but I'm saying for the sake of explanation.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Uh, we'll just say, you pick up a small shield right now because we don't have much money left.
Yep. That would be a whenever you use a shield, it uses your reaction to do so. Um, when done, uh, if an enemy attacks you once, it only works once. A DM or whoever is told that they are allowed to roll, it should be the DM. Uh, rolls in this case a d12. Yes,
Yep. For a
yeah,
small shield.
d12. If you roll a one, you succeed with the shield and you block the attack completely, which
Yep.
is very low chance.
Yeah. I would also recommend for like a lot of the stuff in the shop, double check all of like the shop item effects exactly is within the different categories here in the player help area. I believe it's just under like basic stats. Goes over all of your like basic things here. You know, tells you everything we need for like what these actually mean. Past that, we scroll back to the shop. Other things that we have, and to look out for in the shop. Yeah, I do notice that we have conveniently exactly 4 gold left over.
For
Uh,
medicine?
and yeah, we could get. Oh wait, that's status ends only. Thought that was
Yes,
the only
that
thing we
only
could-
cures status ailments, but Healing Stone casts the Healing Ring spell, which I
Yeah,
already have, though.
yeah, true, but it gives us more uses of it. Which,
Mm.
well,
Yep,
if we didn't have a healer, very good item to go after, and also just generally a good item to have a few extra. They're just healing potions for the most part. Stock up on them when you can.
crack them
Uh,
like an egg over someone's head.
yeah. Um, Past that, in terms of things that we might want to consider saving up for a tiny bit, uh, obviously within the camping area is a lot of the stuff that you want to long term start working towards. We don't really have much of a way in terms of getting our own food, so possibly a cooking set and some
Yep.
traps would be nice for that. You know, training dummies, which helps us gain experience out in the field. All that stuff generally useful, though really expensive.
Hmm.
Beyond that, nothing else in the shop under like the miscellaneous and services are needed for the most part, other
Yeah,
than one.
but we'll go over that on another day.
Yep, that is not for today's video. That does not
Mhm.
fit within the scope at all.
Speaking of
Uh,
full party heal, now I'm thinking about it.
Now that you do think about it,
does that cure exhaustion?
what thing?
Full party heal.
Full party heal? That does not cure exhaustion.
Is there
We can.
anything that does?
I think that actually, funnily enough, I do think that the actual like salon thing does actually.
The spa probably.
I think the spa actually removes like one level of exhaustion. I think I remember that vaguely being a thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
that sounds kind of important.
I don't have it mentioned anywhere, so probably isn't a thing, but should totally be a thing. That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
incentive.
Like, if by the time you're watching this, I've probably written it into rules. So assume that that's a rule. In case you ever are dying. Probably.
All right,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. I think that's just about everything that we
everything.
need to go over.
Oh, wait. Actually, since you're on this tab, the if you do go back to our spells,
Yeah.
um, if you look at the build that we did, uh, we both have one reaction and two action-based spells, which should be the starting default. Obviously, you can deviate,
Yeah.
but
Deviating depending on if you know what you're doing is good, but you know, if you don't, make sure you diversify to some degree because if you're wasting actions, that's losing out on a lot in combat.
mhm. Plus there are other things that use reactions other than spells, like shields, and so you know,
Yeah. So even then, if you don't end up taking serious reaction based things, you've got shields to commit to.
offset.
Yeah. And
All right.
I think that does cover everything, doesn't it?
Yes, that does.
So then, like, comment, subscribe.